What up, everybody? This is DJ Marcus J, aka Mr. Block Party, and I'm here for another episode of the Metaversal Mindset Podcast. What up, everybody? This is DJ Marcus J, aka Mr. Block Party, and I am sitting here with a titan, as I like to say, of the Metaverse. If there's a Metaverse platform out there, she's probably been on it. She probably can tell you the good and the bad with it. I'm only scratching the surface. I've learned my lesson before. I am not going to try to describe her. So I am going to ask the one and only CyberShay to introduce herself to everybody.
Hi, everyone. I'm CyberShay. I've been in the Metaverse for, about 2-3 years now. And I got the name CyberShay because in the daytime, I do cybersecurity. So that's where CyberShay came from. And I'm actually a New York City native. Now live in North Carolina. That's my new home. Been there for like 20 years. And I work in the Metaverse, do a whole bunch of things you can name.
And before we get done with this, we're going to definitely touch on a lot of those. And I don't even know if I said it. I'm just so excited to have the one and only CyberShay sit down with us today. But this is the Metaversal Mindset Podcast. How do I have a podcast? Start off a show and don't even say the name. But it's like that sometimes. So I tell you what, CyberShay, I'm going to ask you, like I ask everybody, what originally brought you into the Metaverse?
I actually came into the Metaverse because I was buying an NFT that was it was called the Joking Jungle Cats. And when you bought the NFT, they gave you a free apartment in the Metaverse, and it was the Multiverse Infiniverse Metaverse. So that was my first Metaverse I ever got in because I bought the NFT. And when I got to see the apartment, it had a comedy club attached to it. So I would come in often and go hang out in the apartment. And then I started roaming around the other areas of the metaverses. And I started meeting other people. And then I started finding out how to open up storefronts because some people had storefronts. And I started hanging out with that community. Then I met another community of friends. And that's what kept me in the metaverse.
See, look, you already answered my next question because I normally ask you what kept you in here. So I guess I'm going to flip that question maybe a little bit more. Or maybe to ask you to give a little bit more about as far as what kept you into here. Just because we have a lot of people that may tune in who really don't know anything about the metaverse or VR, and this is their first time even hearing or even wondering about it. So for somebody like that, what type of things would you say would actually or kept you in here besides just that?
The network, the friends that you meet, the connections that you build, that's what kept me in here. I met a group of friends who were just like me, business minded, and they had stores and they had districts. And I was like, I had stores. I mean, I have businesses. I'm like, these are the perfect group of people to be with. And they showed me how can I bring my store in the metaverse and have storefronts. And then from hanging out with them, they introduced me to AltSpace. And that was the other platform that I went to after the multiverse and started hanging out there and build another group of friends in AltSpace. So it's a place where you can grow and meet friends, learn new things that I'd never do in real life. I'm doing a metaverse, things that I don't have in the real life, I can do in the metaverse. And also it's more immersive. That's not like the immersive fact of being a metaverse. That's like immersive 3D.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that description. For somebody who's never been in here. I do like that description. Yeah. And I know you mentioned AltSpaces. I would have to say that platform, which it's almost coming up on 2 years now. It doesn't seem like it's been that long, but almost up on 2 years since they shut down that particular platform. But that platform is actually where I had a chance to meet CyberShay. So I've been in a headset roughly almost 3 or just over 3 years. So yeah, you definitely had a journey before I even got into the headset. And it's always cool to hear different people's journeys. What brought them in, which made them, what kept them here,
Yeah.
what prompts them to do the things that they do. So that's always pretty cool. So from my point of view, I would say my first dealings with you was, a DJ. I would do parties in here, and I would always say you come through the parties and vibe. And she always would come through, pleasant attitude, like everybody's like CyberShay, that type thing. So it was one of those type things. So if you don't know, I'm telling you, give me some heads up. CyberShay is one of the most beloved people that I know here in VR, period. And it's across the board, across the platform. So that's a salute to you, and it's the way that you move in these platforms. So you don't see her caught up in goofy drama, none of that stuff. She's straight across the board. So I got to give you credit for that. That's a tough thing. It's not easy to do that and maintain that here in the metaverse. So I definitely give you credit for that. Well, I know, once all space shut down, we all had to go to different platforms. We had to find our way. Some of us made it over to VR chat. Some of us made it over to Horizon. Some of us may have went over to Multiverse, or whatever the case may be, Second Life, whatever the case may be. And I think the average person found one home. But I got to say, CyberShay, you're one of the few people I know that bounced to multiple platforms and didn't just say, hey, this is my home. It may be one platform that you spent more time on, but you decided to explore all these different platforms. What made you do that?
Because I seen all those platforms was just available. So it's like, I don't want to be stuck on just one platform. If I'm going to be in the metaverse, I want to learn all the metaverses. So I can actually, because I'm starting actually a business about onboarding people in the metaverses. So the best thing to do is to learn all of them, basically, because it'll help me with learning all the metaverses, and it'll help me with my business too, that I have. So I can market the metaverse, so people can figure out which metaverse will be best for them. So because me traveling and going to each one, I get to experience and give an example of how each one will benefit them.
You saying that you're starting that onboarding company? Yes. It's an amazing thing, and you're a perfect person for that. So behind the scenes, it's not really behind the scenes, but CyberShay is part of the Mr. Block Party Radio family. So I can't tell you how many times out of nowhere CyberShay just hit me up. Marcus, you need to check out this platform. Marcus, such and such is happening over here. Check out how they're moving over there. So yeah, CyberShay definitely has eyes across the board on all platforms. And I want to kind of segue to that business that you mentioned. There's something that you did here, I want to say maybe a little over a year ago, if I'm correct. And it's something that I think is a key tool to help people onboard into the metaverse. And for anybody who doesn't know, onboarding, it just means your first time coming in. She's going to be somebody that's going to help you make it easy, I should say, for your path to come into the metaverse. Tell you some things not to do. Don't waste your time doing this. Hey, maybe you want to focus on that. So that's the type of stuff that she does. Helping you get your headset maybe set up. If you have any questions, hey, I can't access this platform. What's going on? She would be somebody who can help you with that. So, but before you even did that, like I said, a year ago, you had something. I want to say one key word or two keywords, or maybe it's three. Amazon bestseller. Can you tell the people about the book that you had on or have on Amazon? Not had, that you have on Amazon.
Have on Amazon. Yes, I wrote a book on Amazon called Unlocking the Metaverse, Revolutionizing Your Business and Office Space for the Digital Frontier, and by my government name, Sharon Lawrence. And it was a top release, top seller on Amazon. And that helped me made my business called CyberSocialites for helping onboarding businesses in the metaverse. And it basically is like a blueprint guide on telling you what the metaverse is and showing you different things on how to build a community and how to and it has information on how to find the right metaverses and how to find the right builders. I have like a information sheet in there with people who are like specialized in building, specialized in videos. I have sheet of experts where you can look up in the book. I also have pictures in the book. I have pictures of like 20 different worlds that have businesses and spaces, virtual worlds in it. And I also have worksheets in the book to help you get started planning for like your journey of trying to bring your business or podcast like or whatever that's like a business in the metaverse. So the book is just a full of knowledge, and it's a small book. It's a short read, maybe about 100 pages. Comes in ebook form, comes in paperback, and also hardcover.
Look, if I was on cam right now, I would show you I have paperback version of the book, so I had to cop mine back then. So it's an amazing tool. I'll give you an example, and this is another shout out to you that you didn't even know about here. I haven't even had a chance to tell you. My wife has been asking and wanting to learn a little bit more about VR. I mean, I don't know if she's ever going to put a headset on, but she's at least curious, which, you know, I can't ask for much more than that, right?
Yeah, that's good.
So once a week, we take an hour, and I teach her a couple of things, whether it's something Web3, Metaverse, whatever the case may be, VR. So today, we're only on our second one, and I was like, you know what? I got something, a teaching tool that I'm going to use. And guess what I pulled out?
My book?
Yes, I did.
And I also have a virtual asset of my book in the metaverse too. Several versions of it. Virtual asset. Yeah.
I've seen that. I've seen that.
It around, yeah.
Now we've said that. We've said your book, but I tell you what, tell the people where they can find your book and also the title of your book.
You can find my book on Amazon, and the title of the book again is it's called Unlocking the Metaverse: Revolutionizing Your Business and Office Space for the Digital Frontier. And it says it's a guidebook on it. You'll see it's brown.
By Sharon Lawrence. So you may not see CyberShay.
Sharon Lawrence, yeah, exactly.
But that's an amazing tool. And if I remembered correctly, that's not your only book.
Oh, yes, I have another book called Protecting Your Nest, Cybersecurity for Parents. And because I do cybersecurity, I'm sort of like a cybersecurity expert, you can say. So, and it also has to do with gaming and here helping parents protect their kids when they come in spaces like the metaverse and gaming, because kids do snoop around and go in places where they're not supposed to go, or they go find strangers, or strangers find them and try to ask some private information that they're not supposed to talk about. So the book kind of like help parents kind of try to teach their children how to be better on the internet and better with internet and safety stuff questions when it comes
just
to
digital security across the board, protection,
traveling on the internet, and what to look out for behavior changes, bullying, cyberbullying. All of that can be a factor in your children, so it just teaches you how to look out for those things.
Look, huge shout out to you. Huge shout out to to Teacher Danny. Anybody who I know is out here that's trying to make sure that your kids are protected in spaces like this. So yeah, definitely huge salute to you all for that.
Also, me, Teacher Dingany, Black Sands, and Medically Rupert and Rex, we're doing a special thing with kids in VR safety. It's a project coming out soon that we created a world. It's going to be a big thing that we're doing. So that's in planning right now. When we get more information, we're going to share it with everyone.
That's what's the funny thing too. When I do these podcasts is, Shay, we know each other, right? So I know a lot of stuff behind the scenes. And when I ask these questions, it's not for me to get the answer. It's because I know certain things and I want the community to get a chance to know. So that's why we kind of prompt for some of these things though. But I am looking forward to that space, that project from the group that you mentioned. And shout out to, I haven't had Teacher Danny on here, but I think the majority of the group that you mentioned we've been blessed to have them grace the podcast here.
Right now, there's the world is out. It's called Safe First. That's the world that's out right now. But we're doing more things is coming with it. But that's the world is out right now, Horizon World. People can go and play around with it. Stuff to help kids learn about metaverse safety.
That is cool. So keep tuned. Stay tuned. You're going to learn more information. It's going to be more stuff coming from CyberShay in the group as well. So I definitely want you to keep your eyes open for that. We definitely need to make sure we all stay abreast of that one. So you actually mentioned a name. You mentioned Metaclean Rupert. Let me see if I can mention a couple other names. We got Metaclean Rupert. We have Yo Afro. We have Jen Smash. Let me see. Shout out to my brother, Mr. Waterloo. But some of those names kind of have a common thread. CyberShay, what would you say those names have a common thread to?
Oh, that's the Block Collective. The Block Collective, my people. Yep, my crew.
Shout out to the Block Collective.
Block Collective. Exactly.
Tell the people a little bit about the Block Collective.
The Block Collective is a group of people, a group of us. We all come from different backgrounds, specialize in different backgrounds, got together and formed a group called the Block Collective. We basically work with artists, help onboard them in the metaverses, or like celebrities, or somebody that just wants to come in the metaverse. We help guide them and do things. It could be, we can make music video. It could be either like music videos, worlds, help them with concerts, bring concerts in the world, bring their talent in the world, just help guide them to get started in the metaverse. And each and every one of us do something different, between the Block Collective. Everybody specializes in one thing. I'm the CTO of the Block Collective. So I'm the tech person. And then we got Metaclean's the strategist. We got Mr. Waterloo, who's like the top designer. Jen Smash is the finance person. And Yo Afro is the artist engagement person. She's the artist engagement. And she's the artist, super duper great artist of the metaverse. She made that song in the metaverse. And so she's popular. So that's what
when
we
it
do.
comes to, oh, I'm sorry.
That's what
when it comes to different groups or collectives in VR, it's no question the Block Collective is one of my favorite for the diversity that you have amongst the Block Collective. Everybody has their set lane, so to say, and everybody is super, super talented as far as the Block Collective. So shout out to you all. I've always watched how you all have moved, at least from the beginning of me knowing of the Block Collective.
Yeah.
I've always loved how you move. Like you said, they artists, they do stuff for artists. They're when she mentioned onboarding, some of your favorite hip hop artists, soon to be some of your favorite R&B artists as well.
Mm-hmm.
But
Old
they're making their
artists,
way into this platform.
Old school,
thanks to the Block Collective.
Are making it. Yep.
Yeah, thanks to the Block Collective and what they've been doing.
Artists from the 90s has been making their way in here. Yep.
Coming in here and starting to learn that there's new opportunities.
Help mentoring them. Yeah, and DJ Marcus is our specialized DJ for the Block Collective. Yep.
Shout out to the Block Collective. Shout out to them. Oh, and I say this because sometimes people are like, wait a second, Block Collective, Mr. Block Party family. We're two different groups, but guess what? We're all family. It's all family. All family. Any city you go to, what city do you go to? And there's only one block. There's only one neighborhood. It may be a born city if that's the case. No disrespect to any city that may fall into that category. But there needs to be multiple DJs, multiple parties, multiple theaters, multiple whatever. Shout out to the Block. It's always a pleasure working with you all. Definitely a collective. And like I said, as we moving, and it's love because we got CyberShay, who's a part of both. Like point blank, she's a part of both families. And I hate to say it that way because it makes it seem like there's a division. And I just say it that way because sometimes people will be like, shout out to Block, or they'll tag me in something. I'm like, keep it a buck. Make sure you show love to the Block Collective. Like they just hear Block, and sometimes that one word just kind of confuses everything. But shout out to the Block Collective. Like they do it up big. Mr. Waterloo, Jen Smash, Yo Afro, and of course, the man that just celebrated his birthday the other day, Metaclean Rupert. So big shots out to the collective, to the Block Collective. All right, so I got another question for you. Oh, is there anything that you want to share about the Block Collective that may be coming up here soon?
Coming up soon? No, we're going to be doing more concerts coming up. Everybody's planning for 2025 right now. And more artists are coming. We have more artists to our roster that's coming in through the Your Afro and Friends brand. Yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna show some love right now to the Block Collective. I'm gonna, and I normally don't do it this way, but I'm gonna name drop some of the people who they've actually brought into the metaverse. Let me see here. So we have John Robinson.
Correct. Yeah.
We have Noor Ken for Life. And I promise you, I'm probably going to skip somebody. I'm just going to miss them by accident. But we have Noor Ken for Life. No, I got to say it right. Akil brought Fro in here. So I got to say that right. Shout out to Akil, the MC. He's the one that brought Fro in. So I got to make sure I say that one right.
Yeah.
I don't want to mistake this one. But can I say MC Shan?
Yeah, MC Shan, yeah.
That's what I thought. I don't want to say anything incorrectly. I thought you all brought MC Shan. Shout out to MC Shan. Shan, maybe now that I'm an adult, a grown man, maybe I can finally buy them Pumas that I couldn't afford when I was a kid. But that's another story. But yeah, MC Shan we got. Let's see, who else we got? Little C's.
Yeah.
Anybody else I'm missing? I know I'm missing some people.
Head Crack.
Head Crack, I knew it. Shout out to Head Crack. Shout out, and I don't know how I missed that one because shout out to Rupert. I was part of the project to put that world together for him. So yeah, shout out to Head Crack.
And the guy from the UNC's,
Cool Kim. Shout out to Cool Kim. Peace to Cool Kim. Yeah. Peace to Cool Kim.
The guy that sings Mad-ism. He's Mad-ism.
Oh, that's right. Hakeem Green. Shout out to Channel Live. Thank you. I told you the block has been active. I know of those, and I know some other ones on the way in here though. But
some other ones there too.
we won't bring up the ones on the way. We'll just bring up the ones who actually set foot in here. So
the one that came in here.
But as I told you, the Block Collective is always doing their thing. And spoiler alert, the last person from the Block Collective who I have to get on here, and the only reason it hasn't happened is we had to do a reschedule, was Mr. Waterloon. But once I get Mr. Waterloon on the show by himself, I'm going to do a show. We're going to bring the whole Block Collective in at one time. So, and that's the show I'm looking forward to. When you get all of them to fill up this whole area here and you really hear about what they do as a collective. I can't wait for that show. Now, I want to ask you something else here. There's so much that you do in VR. And when I first heard that you did this or undertaking this, it kind of shocked me. And I'm like, wow. I don't know why I didn't think that it may happen in VR, but CyberShay a few months back crossed the line on a sorority.
Yes, I surely did.
So congratulations to that.
Thank you.
And it's a sorority here in VR. And there's so many things that happen in VR. And when I was like, wow, that just blew my mind. I don't know why, but that particular concept just blew my mind in here. Out of all the things that we see in VR, that was something that kind of just blew my mind. I'm like, I never thought of that. But can you tell people about your journey, for one, to want to become a part of the sorority? I know you can't really talk about a whole bunch of stuff as you were online, as you know, with any sorority or fraternity, you know, that's for them. But if you can kind of tell your experience also after, so maybe a little bit of before and what brought you there, and then once you did cross and since then.
Actually, this was actually not actually VR. It was for Second Life. It's a 2D metaverse. It's a metaverse, but it's a 2D, which you go on the computer. Second Life been around for over 20-something years. I actually used it when I was in college. We had to meet with our professor in Second Life. So when All Space closed down, I noticed some of the people were hanging out in Second Life. So I said, maybe Second Life is fun again. I said, let me go back and start hanging out in Second Life. So then I went over and met the Alt Space people over there, and they started showing me the parties and inviting me to the parties. And I started getting in with the in crowd over there. Because before, when I first came over there, like, I didn't really understand it, so I didn't like it at first. But then I started hanging with the in crowd where they had the parties, and I made friends with all the DJs. And every time I hop on, I have like a whole bunch of people sending me invites to different parties going on in Second Life. So then that's how I got introduced to the Greek life over there. And I noticed there's so many Greeks in Second Life. And the Greeks throw the best parties. anytime you want to go to a party, the Greek parties were like the best parties. So I said, you know what, this is
kind of
fun.
like IRL, I would say.
Yeah. I
Kind of like
always
college.
wanted to pledge a sorority in college, but never did because I knew it was like so much money and you know the time, and knowing that I could do it in the metaverse was cool because it was online. So I did my researches and figure out which one I wanted to join. So I always wanted to join an alpha, you know, an alpha. So I found a sorority called it's called Alpha Kappa Lambda Iota, and that's the one that I decided to join. In Second Life, it's a small. I mean, it's small. It's only been about maybe 2 years old. And what I like about it, you know, we meet once a week for our meetings, and then we do events for the public, even like real events in real life where we'll do like feed the hunger events, and that money will go to the hungry people. I mean, the hunger organization. We do breast cancer events. That money really goes to breast cancer events. So we're doing it online, but we don't have to go to like the real event, and which is cool. I can do it all from home. And I can still be a part of a sorority and then build a friendship with, you know, with these group of ladies and still hang out. So like I have a new group of sisters.
I like that. And thank you for correcting me because I did say VR, but yes, you are correct. And of course, you know way better than me. Second Life is a 2D platform. So it's something that you would normally access on your computer. So you're looking at it on your screen versus having the headset on and you're fully immersed in that. So I do want to make sure that I say that correctly. And
and it's kind
I
of
actually got a
kind of
chance.
the same too. Like you gotta interview and all that stuff just to get in there. Is the process is the same like you're joining a real sorority.
Like we got the music conference coming up here next month. And I remember when the last conference was going on, that was during the time when you were online. Yeah, you were online during that time. So, and I want to say, you crossed like right after. It was like that week. No, it was the next week. It was the next week that you crossed. Because I remember getting a chance you invited me and I got a chance to see the ceremony. So that was pretty cool. Like that was, you know, I've seen IRL, but to actually see the same thing in headset, it was different. It was really cool. It was really cool.
And it took like crossing was, I mean, Pleasant Sorority was about 4 weeks. It's a little shorter in VR than in the real world. It was
IRL,
4 weeks. Yeah.
But I definitely know it was still demanding for you because I just remember like you would normally see CyberShay pop up different events, and for like a month, she was ghost. Yeah. And it was understandable. I mean, I knew what she was doing. So she had to handle her business.
They were strict. We had rules we had to follow.
Yeah, that was so. And I can tell you, it wasn't an easy process. And I don't know firsthand, but I could just see her going through the process. Now, granted, I'm not going to say it was the most difficult thing that she's ever did in life because I don't want to scare anybody away who may want to consider. But just think, it wasn't a play situation. It was through Second Life. You know, a group in Second Life, I should say, a sorority that started. But for all intents and purposes, it's treated the same way as any other sorority or fraternity. And I got to say salute to you for doing that. And I did a little research, and I did notice too that the community engagement and stuff that you all are doing, that's when I was like, okay, they're really doing it up big. So salute to you all. Yeah, salute to you all.
Thank you.
All right. Well, I mean, I could sit here and probably ask questions for another 2-3 hours. We can go into all kind of stuff. And you would definitely have it. So, but I try to keep this only to about a half hour just to keep it digestible for people outside the headset, maybe their first experiences. So before we get out of here, CyberShay, a couple of things I'm going to ask you. One, can you tell the people maybe about some stuff you have upcoming? And then two, I always ask that you let the people know how to reach out to you. Because hopefully after this interview, somebody will see this and say, you know what, I'm trying to step my foot into the metaverse for the first time. CyberShay is who I need to hit up as soon as I get in the metaverse or on my way to the metaverse. So if you can tell people your future plans and how they can reach you. Yeah.
Also, I wanted to talk about Lux VR. That's my other brand.
Oh, yes. Let's go ahead. We're going to make time for that. VR. Let's make time for Lux VR. Lux Shout VR. Out to Second Life Rich.
Second Life Rich.
I told you we could talk for hours.
Rich from Altspace. Actually met him because I actually bought CyberShay chain from him. It was one with a laptop and my name on it. So from that time, I ended up working for him after buying that chain. So I liked what he was doing. I was like, I want to be a part of the team, and he gave me the chance to be a part of the team. And from there, I became like a salesperson / ambassador for the brand.
Mm-hmm.
And what Second Life Rich do and Lux VR do, because the brand is called Lux VR, they actually make avatars that look just like you. You can get an avatar, photogenic avatar that look just like you. You can also get jewelry for your avatar that have your name on it, or just any customized jewelry. Second Life Rich Lux VR, they can glam you up for the metaverse, looking like metaverse famous, glam you up. And they also make worlds. So, and we also host Iced Out Thursdays every Thursday night in VR chat at 9 p.m. Eastern. We're the host of Iced Out Thursdays, where people could come in the world and network, watch videos on the screen in VR chat, and come and try on our fashion jewelry that we have at Lux VR. You can try them on right on your avatar. So you can decide if you want to purchase one of our jewelry line stuff, or you want to purchase a custom avatar.
Yeah, for anybody who hasn't come into VR yet, you'll understand once you're here, and it's just like outside the headset. You want to stand out, so to say. The average person wants to stand out. You want to be personalization, customization. So, yeah, you see people in here with avatars. They really want to represent themselves, however they want to represent themselves. So that is a key thing. So shout out to Second Life Rich. Going back to Alt Space days, I first came across Rich because he used to have a series of YouTube videos. And one of the videos was showing us how to do custom clothing, custom shirts. So, having a brand, you want to be able to rep your brand inside the VR. So it's because of him that I was able to start putting my logos and stuff on clothing for the first time. So shout out to Second Life Rich.
Yep, shout out to Second Life Rich. And Flashy.
And Iced Out Thursdays is every Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern in VR chat, hosted by CyberShay and somebody else who I need to get on the show as well, Flashy One. Shout out to Flashy.
Yeah, shout out to Flashy.
Phenomenal freestyle artist. Freestyle artist. So anything else that you want to mention upcoming or in your contacts or whatever?
Yeah. Along with my metaverse business I'm starting called CyberSocialites, I'm also going to have an AI division too, where I'm going to do things with AI. I'm actually studying right now, taking classes to be a certified AI consultant. And so I'm doing those classes now. So that's going to be part of my business too, bringing it in with my metaverse onboarding business. Also with CyberSocialites. And you can reach me at www.cybershay.com. Or and my business website is www.cybersocialites.com. Those are how you can reach me. And on Instagram too. I'm on Instagram, CyberShay_VR on Instagram.
You heard it directly from her. That is how you reach out and contact the one and only CyberShay. And she mentioned her different websites. Something else she does too, web page development. So she probably does like 30 web pages a day. So like every time I would look up, I was in a class with her. Every time I would look up, she had a different web page. She was like, I'm like, who's that? Who's that? So, and all of them are fire. So something else you can hit up CyberShay for as well.
Actually, yeah, I'm actually part of Second Life Rich's classes. He give he in the metaverse here in the metaverse he gives web design classes and he teaches AI classes in the metaverse. So I'm part of that. Coming in with that, learning every day. And I'm learning not only here, but I'm learning in the metaverse. Also taking classes, world building classes in the metaverse too. I mean, I've done them all in the metaverse.
Look, I've seen some of the videos of some of your Blender classes too.
Yeah.
The Blender stuff that you've been making, the Blender stuff. So keep doing what you're doing.
Unity, yep. World building. Yeah, that's where the money is too. World building, you gotta get on it too. Yeah.
Conquering the Metaverse platform near
Metaverse,
you.
yeah, world building.
The
Yep.
one and only CyberShay.
Thank you for having me through.
Thank you for coming through here. Like I said, this is definitely want to have you back on here again soon when we get a chance to get the entire block collected to sit down. But yeah, thank you, CyberShay, for all you do for the radio station. Thank you for all that you do for the VR community, just in general. Like CyberShay is somebody who's definitely a beacon across the community. So keep doing what you're doing. And by the next time that you come on here with the block, she'll probably have 10 more new things that she started doing here in the Metaverse besides what we talked about
always
here today. So
yeah.
Exactly, always involving. Well, again, CyberShay, I want to thank you for coming through and sitting down here for another episode of the Metaversal Mindset Podcast. And again, today we were joined by the one and only CyberShay. To everybody out there, be safe. Make it happen. Go conquer something this week. Go conquer something. Go try something you haven't done before, something you've been curious about for. Maybe it's the metaverse. You never know. But again, my name is DJ Marcus J, a.k.a. Mr. Block Party. Until next time, until the next episode of the Metaversal Mindset Podcast. Peace. What up, everybody? This is DJ Marcus J, a.k.a. Mr. Block Party. And I'm here for another episode of the Metaversal Mindset Podcast.